Hello folks, good morning to you all. So we're just getting back to St Pancras Dry Dock. Just left King's Cross Underground Station and the weather is horrible. It's really not the sort of weather I wanted when taking the boat out of the dry dock, but hey ho. It's just another one of those days in London.
The other day I took a look outside. 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 The other day I took a look outside.
We are standing in the dry dock and the dry dock is about to get flooded. So Bramble's about to float again. Woohoo!
I turned around and went back inside. I turned around and went back inside. I turned around and went back inside.
The guys are just taking the last bar out of the dry dock and then I'll be floated out. We are being gently pushed out of the dry dock. That's it, we've set off, said goodbye to the guys at the dry dock, and we are on our way. So we've just left the St Pancras Dry Dock and we are en route to anywhere really. I've just stopped off quickly before the first of the 3 Camden locks. I'm actually going to turn around because, as I said, I'm going to Hackney to pick up something, so it makes more sense to head east. Had to think about that. So I've just stopped off and just starting a little fire so that when I get cold I can put my hands inside the doorway and it keeps my hands warm. I can swap them out, as it were, because at the moment it's pretty cold. It's a bit breezy and it's spitting out, so yeah, not ideal. So yeah, hopefully this will keep me a bit warmer. Just pushed off again and we are going back towards King's Cross, going eastwards towards Hackney. Might not go all the way to Hackney. You'll notice that I just turn around anywhere in this boat. She's only 24 foot, which is just amazing really. I do like these windows, you'll see why in a second. at St Pancras, going eastwards, waiting for this lovely wide beam to come up the lock. And there's a couple of volunteers at the lock, which is fantastic.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Thanks. Hopefully the weather gets a bit better. Yeah, not too bad.
So it stopped raining. It's been dry for about 20 minutes, so it's actually not too bad now. And the wind has gone down a bit too. So yeah, all good. Coming up to a trendy bit in King's Cross called the Coal Drops Yard. It's quite, well, it's not a new area, but it's been modernised with lots of shopping and cafes and roasteries and restaurants and things like that. So yeah, it's quite a popular area for Londoners and tourists to come and visit now. When I first bought Bramble, it was actually in the King's Cross area, just a bit further down. So going down memory lane, although it wasn't too long ago, but still. You can see where there used to be some old locks. There's still the mechanisms left in place with some of the old rotten doors. Bit of history there. I wonder how long they've been there. Lots of people come and relax here on a nice day. And across the way they usually have a cinema screen or a gig or something, some nice entertainment during the warmer weather. And you can see on the roof it says Coal Drops Yard. There's a fellow little boat there, much smaller than mine actually. Maybe even less than 20 foot, that one. Just at the end there is the Islington Tunnel, and I'm going to put a couple of work lights that I bought a couple of months ago on the front just to test how bright they are. I bought them in case of any lighting failure in the boat, but also the exterior lights, so that if I need to go through a tunnel and the lights stopped working, I can use those. They are very bright, so I should have quite good visibility through the tunnel. This is the Battle Bridge Basin. I believe there's a museum of the canalways somewhere over that. Oh yeah, the Canal Museum, just that little blue sign down there. Yeah, nice little place. And this stretch here is where I took my took Bramble out for my first outing. So yeah, going down memory lane. We've got a fuel boat coming the other way. Love seeing a fuel boat. You can just hear the lovely drumming of the fuel boat's engine. You could use that engine to keep time if you were making music. We have just pulled up for a few minutes in almost the exact same spot that I bought Bramble at, just before the Islington Tunnel there. And we'll be going through there shortly. I'm just going to say hello to a couple of people on this boat here who helped me a lot on my first journey through the tunnel, but also to help me do the lock at the end. It was actually during the night time that I went through, and the tunnel wasn't too bad, but I'd never done a lock before on my own, and even ever. It was my first lock on the other end, and these two met me on the other end and pulled me in and helped me moor up. These are the two work lights I got from, I think it was Wilco, or yeah, Wilco. And yeah, I can stand them on the top at the end there to light up the ceiling and also ahead. Yeah, they're very good actually. They've got USB ports so you can charge things up with it. So it's essentially it's like a battery pack as well as a torch. So I'll put two of those at the front, probably facing slightly different directions to really light everything up for a nice video footage. I can just about see the light of a boat coming through. They've been in there for a while now, so they should be out in the next couple of minutes, and then I'll head through. We are nearing. This tunnel's almost 1 kilometre long, so it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to go through. Served me well. We're just at the tunnel here. There's another boat that was following me through. Here we are leaving the tunnel. We are now in Angel, going down towards the first lock on this side of the tunnel. So in central London, boats double moor and triple moor where they shouldn't, and there's things floating out like this. It's going to be really hard for two boats to get through here, even one. I'm only little and it's still a bit, well, it's not tight, but it should be wider. And a wide beam would have trouble getting through here. There really shouldn't be such a tight gap to get it under a tunnel. It's a bit mad really. I've had to lift the, it's gone out of my head, because the water level's slightly lower inside the lock than outside it. So I'm having to let some water in. I'm guessing those bottom gates are a bit leaky. Yeah, so the water level was slightly lower inside the lock, so I couldn't get the door open, which was a bit embarrassing with a few people watching. Just found a spot in the Dalston area just before Haggerston. Quite surprised I found a spot actually. Either side are double moored boats. Oh actually, yeah, behind me is double moored and pretty much all the way down here, so yeah, it's quite lucky.